everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am the Electrified Latina, and today I'm going to be talking about a very special e-bike. Last year, this special e-bike came out in the market and it rocked the whole industry. It's the most powerful e-bike in its class, the best bang for the buck. I am referring to the wired e-bikes. I have a video on the 2023 model, and I will leave it down in the description below just in case you want to check it out. But today I'm going to be talking all about the 2024 model that just came out in September 23rd. Right now they have pre-orders available. It's shipping in November. So, oh my God, the Mukkpet out in the wild. Okay guys, so these are the 26-inch by 4-inch tires, and that is what the wired e-bike has. So there are some similarities. Throttle on the right-hand side. Guys, there's a lot of improvements that were made on the 2024 model. So I'm going to tell you about some of them and why I think you should buy this e-bike. But before we dive in, let's roll the intro. So let me tell you about some of the specs of the wired Freedom. It has a 1500 watt motor that peaks way over at 2200 watts. Tektro hydraulic brakes, 180 millimeter rotor. The battery, okay, this is what's really special about this e-bike. It's a 60 volt, 20 amp hour battery, guys. This was the first e-bike in its class to use a 60 volt battery. Most e-bikes have a 48 volt battery and a very few have a 52 volt battery. So, you know, like bikes that are, well, supposedly e-bikes, I don't consider Surron's e-bikes. I consider them dirt motorcycles, electric dirt motorcycles, and those ones come with 60 volt batteries. But guys, they cost upwards of $4,000, $5,000. So again, yeah, so it's huge that an e-bike in this class has a 60 volt. And so there's been a lot of improvements that have made, and I want to talk to you about some of them. Okay, so before we dive into the improvements, let me tell you what else is special about this e-bike. Okay, so it's a 26-inch by 4-inch tire, but the fact that it comes with a full suspension for an e-bike under $2,000 is super impressive. And now, okay, let's talk about the first improvement, the suspension. They went from a Mozo fork to an RST guide. I have heard the RST is better, and it comes with 120 millimeters of travel, which is quite a lot. It's pretty good. And then they also changed the rear suspension. So it used to be a little bit on the stiff side, but now it's an D&M air suspension with 4 links, and it looks really plush on some of Citizen Cycle's videos. So this is huge. Now guys, I don't know how I feel about having a dual suspension, again, on an e-bike that's under $2,000, because most likely they're going to be very cheap suspensions. Like, okay, so on the high-end mountain bikes, the suspension alone is worth like $2,000. So that's where I'm coming from. So this wired is not going to be like an off-roading beast, but it will provide you with lots of comfort for paved riding. Okay, another improvement that was made was the fenders. So now they're using metal fenders, which in my opinion, it gives it a classier look, and they're also more sturdy than plastic fenders. The rear rack, it's now a sturdier, more heavy duty rear rack, and it's huge. It's like the length is 20 inches. Another improvement is on the gearing. So now they're using a massive 56 teeth chain ring. So guys, what this means is that there's not going to be any ghost pedaling, and you'll be able to pedal up to 40 miles an hour, which is amazing. Now let's talk about the motor. It's a geared hub motor. It's a hang tie brand. And like I said before, it's a 1500 watts that peaks at 2200, guys. So this is gonna give you lots of torque for hills. It's gonna eat those hills, and lots of top speed. Like I say, 40 miles an hour. With the last version, you could get up to 39 miles an hour, but now it's 40 miles an hour. Super impressive. The other thing special about this motor is that they're using nylon and steel gears inside the motor. So what this is gonna do is it's going to provide you, it's going to last like 5 times longer than the motors that are using the nylon gears, which is plastic gearing. So this is something that they're doing like really, really nice. Like for example, my X-Class, it has steel gearing, and they don't overheat, and they're just gonna be more efficient and last longer. Now, it also comes with a color display, which is also pretty impressive for the price range. And the controller, okay? This is something else that really sets this e-bike apart. It's a KT, which is a very good brand, 40 amp controller, okay guys? So most e-bikes in this price range, they're gonna use a 20 amp controller. And with the X-Class that it's now around $1,900, it comes with a 33 amp controller, but that is rare. So wow, wired for using the 40 amp controller. It's great. So who do I think this e-bike is for? Number one, tall people, guys, because this is a big, heavy bike at 88 pounds. Also, and I think the lowest seat height is like 33 inches, so that's pretty tall. Then who else? Okay, so people who have a big commute and want to get there fast and don't want the range anxiety. So this is a big battery at 60 volts, 20 amp hours. And third, I think this is for people like me who are adrenaline junkies. Like, who am I kidding? I like to go fast, guys. And I know a lot of you do too. And for those of you who don't necessarily want to go over 20 miles an hour, you can just ride it at those speeds too. You have the option. That is always nice. All right, so in conclusion, this is a very powerful e-bike. It comes with really nice hydraulic brakes, 180 millimeter rotors, big battery, huge power, big controller. And okay, so I like that they're using name brand components, especially for the motor and the battery, with the motor being a hang tie and the battery, it is a Samsung. And I also see a lot, Tektro hydraulic brakes, excellent brakes. And then I also see they're using Shimano parts. Guys, honestly, I don't know where Wired is cutting costs, because for everything that you get, literally best bang for the buck. I mean, this should be a bike that costs like $3,000, easy. So guys, based on the specs and on Citizen Cycle's review on this e-bike, I do recommend it. I actually would love to have it for myself. I would love to review it. Wired, please send me an e-bike so that I can review it for you guys. Love it. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. Always remember, whatever you're doing, happy riding.